Your business depends on software. All your apps, your databases, your social media, your account management, your e-commerce. Everything you do in business relies on software. So the very last thing you need is a problem with it. New Relic's software analytics give you powerful, real-time insights into your software so you can spot problems and fix them before they become big business-stopping problems. Plus, you got web and mobile apps, right? Of course you do. You can't be in business today without a strong presence online. So let me ask you, do you have any clue how they're performing? With New Relic, you can stop wondering and start knowing how your apps are performing, because New Relic gives you full code-level visibility into their real-time performance. Give New Relic a try free for 30 days. Go to newrelic.com/radio. That's NEWRELIC.com/radio. newrelic.com/radio.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, man!
Dean DelRay in the house. More stories, episode 200-something. Go to jmohr.com for my live dates. You can see Dean DelRay. Say hi to everybody, Dean.
Yeah! All right! That's how I like to do it. Yeah!
Of course. Dean DelRay, at Dean DelRay, DELRAY, at Dean DelRay on Twitter. Hit him up. Let him know you dug him on More Stories. He's at the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory every freaking weekend. You're a worker. We like that around here.
Yeah.
You put your name on it. That's our slogan. Put your name on it.
Okay, so this is Monday. What's the date? The 9th? So the 6th is 4 years of doing comedy. So almost 2,000 spots.
That's a meteoric rise. That's a lot of comedy in a short amount of time. But it's no surprise. Look, you came in the garage, Dean DelRay, and you said, I think I have prostatitis.
Prostatitis? I do have prostatitis.
What is that?
It's like where your prostate's bruised. I don't even know what it was, dude. I was going down the freeway doing like 90 coming home from a gig.
It's a dangerous place to get a prostate massage, no?
Yeah, that's not good. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. Your entire package works off your prostate. So, blasting one, taking a piss, taking anything. It's just like this. And you don't realize it until you, like, bruise it or something. And you go, I'm fucked. Can we swear?
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
So you're going down the freeway at 90.
So I'm coming home from San Diego doing a spot at La Jolla Comedy Store. And I'm just boogieing, on my bike. And all of a sudden, boom! I hit this bump, man. It felt like somebody... It felt like a cowboy boot went right into my butthole.
Ooh. In your butthole?
Yeah, that's what it feels. No, it's not your balls. It's like it's almost between your butthole and your balls. That's where
the taint.
Your taint. Yeah, but it's like upper taint.
Upper taint.
That's a good song. Upper taint.
All right.
This one's off the first album called Upper Taint.
Yeah. I thought they weren't playing it this
Dude,
tour.
they never play Upper Taint.
They never do.
Bro.
Everyone says it's too deep a track.
So cool.
Last time I heard it live, I lost it.
I heard they only play it in L.A.
Dude, backwards. They played it once backwards.
In Philadelphia, I think, right? Philly
in
when
L.A.
they opened for Fish.
That's the only place they play.
Bro.
Fish couldn't follow them.
No, man.
Nope.
Fish couldn't follow the DelRay Maniacs. DelManiacs.
DelRaisers.
DelRaisers?
That's the name of my
the
fans.
DelRaisers.
The DelRaisers.
I like that. Very well done. This episode of More Stories with Dean DelRay, our good friend, brought to you by Stamps.com. Don't go to the post office for the holidays. It's a pain in the ass. Traffic, parking. It's going to be packed with guys mailing a mini fridge to his aunt. Use Stamps.com instead. Stamps.com, you can avoid the hassle of going to the post office. And you can do everything you would do at the post office right from your desk. Buy and print official U.S. postage using your own computer and printer. like a boss. Print any letter or package the instant you need it. Then the mailman just picks it up. It's easy. It's convenient. I use Stamps.com. Matty Boy uses Stamps.com. Everyone's using Stamps.com. The guy that does my my merch, I got a new merch guy, JR.
Yeah?
JR Customs, all the Mohr T-shirts and all that.
Oh.
Hey, you get the DelRay T-shirts up and running from
I'm
JR.
trying to get it going. You got to have money to buy merch, to sell merch.
You know what? It'll come. The money will always come, Barry Katz taught me. And here's the thing. He uses Stamps.com because he's always shipping shirts. He does like Brody's. He does the Crab Feast.
Yeah, I know that guy.
He's a good dude.
I met him. Yeah, he is a good dude.
Yeah. So
I'm hoping he fronts me some shirts.
He will.
Yeah, I think so, right?
I'll give you his email. We'll hook it up.
Okay, good. Because I'll sell them in one weekend.
Yeah, you with the DelRayers out there.
Yeah.
And now that they know you got to pay for a bruised prostate.
Yeah, I know, man.
Does it hurt? Let me get the special offer for Stamps.com. Use my last name, Mohr, M-O-H-R, no-risk trial, $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale and up to $55 free postage. That's a lot of DelRay T-shirts. Go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage. Type in my last name, Mohr, M-O-H-R, Stamps.com. Enter Mohr. So you have a bruised prostate. Why don't they just call it bruised prostate?
I think it's just, doctor stuff, prostatitis. Here's what happened. It happened. So I get home. I'm like, I only have a motorcycle. I don't have any cars or anything. So I probably should have just laid down for a couple of weeks. But I can't do that. I do shows every night. So I'm just out riding. It's getting worse and worse. And then all of a sudden I think, Duncan Trussell has testicular cancer. He had it a year ago or whatever. And he was talking about it on a podcast. And I was like, I think I got that. I was freaking. So I go to Kaiser. I got no money. I go in there. I used to have benefits at Kaiser. And so I go in. They go, yeah, just give us $150 and we'll check you out. And I go in there and they give me a sonogram. This is a hilarious story. The lady's sonogram in my package, right? My balls. And she goes...
She had to put the gel on first?
The gel.
Out of that, mustard. If you ever go to a Denny's and there's mustard on the table, the way they squirt it out, they just squirt
That's what she was doing.
Yeah, they squirt that clear
it's
lube
all cold.
Yeah, of course.
So she squirts it on, and so she's like, she's kind of hot. She's like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a stand-up comedian. She's got my balls in her hand, and she's got the sonogram thing, and she's looking. She's, I like Chris D'Elia. You know him? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I want to go see him. And all of a sudden, it just feels like a weird three-way. You know what I mean? She's got my balls in her hand. She's talking about a guy that I open with for sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, just check my package,
At least you picked a good guy. It wasn't hey, I'm not going to name somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, I just saw so-and-so. He was the best. And your balls shrivel up. And
just
you're like,
ugh.
And so she... So
she checks him. She goes, you're fine. No testicular cancer. And here's the thing. If you're listening to this, I'll give you a tip. Testicular cancer doesn't hurt. So if you got pain, it's not that.
Maybe somebody kicked you in the balls or you hit a pothole on your motorcycle.
Yeah, you hit a pothole. So then she's like, I don't know, just take these pills like Advil. And I'm like, this sucks. Right? It's not going away. And finally I go see this great doctor in Santa Monica out there. He was Carlin's guy. And I go there, finger up the butt. And he's like, oh, yeah, you don't have prostate cancer. I was like, thank God. I just had done 1,800 spots to become a comedian. I can't just die now. You know what I mean? Wait, I just did all that work. So he goes, but you got prostatitis. So you got to take these pills. And
what's your first question? What is prostatitis?
Yeah, and it's like bruised prostate.
Arthritis
tender
in the butt.
Prostate.
Arthritis in your butt.
No, not arthritis.
Your crack just cracks when you take a shit.
Yeah, does it hurt when you take a shit?
Nope, it's not about shit. Here's what it's like. Your piss. This is a great podcast.
Yeah,
ladies, check this out. Your piss goes through the prostate and goes, up your dick and shoots out. So what happens is when it's bruised, it kind of enlarges and some of the piss drips down into your balls and stuff, which is acids, and gives you radical pains.
So you have piss in your balls right now?
No. It comes and goes. That's the problem. Now,
I never know when I have piss in my balls. That's the problem, JJ.
all of a sudden your balls are just fire. Now, here's the other problem you get. When that's not happening, you just will be sitting there and your just ass hurts. Now it's going away.
Do you have one of those donuts? Do those?
Yeah, just sit on a donut.
I wouldn't mind getting one of those, though. I need one of those.
What
Here's the
about-
thing: when
yeah.
when your health is down and you have no money, you're completely screwed because you have to like you got to go to work. I'm a comedian. I got to go to work. I can't just stay home.
Yeah, but you don't work with your asshole.
Yeah, I
Like
know,
if you were
but
a porn star, and
but
they
you
had
got to get to the venue.
fucking drill you out with their huge cocks, you'd have a big problem. Like, hey, take it easy. I got a prostatitis.
Yeah. Hey, watch out for the prostate.
When you get in there, just make it right. Yeah, you got to get to the gigs. Otherwise, there's no.
So getting to the gig sucks, and then when you're standing up for a while, it's like the weight or something of your body is just hurting.
And you never know when your balls are going to fill with pee.
Nope, you don't. And then that's running with the devil.
Dun dun.
I live my life like there's no tomorrow. Wow! You got to do that every time, right? Wow!
Any Van Halen is instantly like you just have to sing it.
Oh,
Period.
yeah. Boom. Oh, also, Michael Anthony's just got the boom, boom, boom.
And the high vocals. Not too many people know about the speaking of rock and roll, check this out.
Yeah.
Go to jmohr.com, click the Amazon banner. J Mohr's. Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I just ordered a guitar amp cord for my 7-year-old boy to learn the electric guitar with. Well done. This guy's name is Bob Quick.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think he has pee in his balls.
No.
It was a small order, but I wanted to help in whatever small way I could show my support for your podcast. Loved you on SNL, then you disappeared. Loved you on Last Comic Standing, then you disappeared. Loved you on Gary Unmarried, then you disappeared. Don't disappear from Fox Sports Radio or the podcast, please. Tell Nikki how you doing. Bob Quick, Appalachian, New York. Bob Quick, you, my friend, are the guy that just got read on More Stories. Any guy buying his kid a guitar is already head and shoulders above anybody.
Yeah, I give him thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Because you're a rock and roll. That you're described as a rock and roll comedian. Your bio says rock and roll comedian.
That's what it is.
And are you up there like doing rock and roll material? Or is it just the whole... Because I'll be honest with you, you pull up on a Ducati motorcycle.
Yeah.
And you're revving the engine. You come in, you got the cool denim cut off. You got the flannel. By the way, I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
Same outfit, same motorcycle as Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age.
What?
That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Love that guy.
He was like, but I got to park it in the driveway. But his tires were like, the size of your balls when they're filled with pee. Good job, Bob Quick. And all the Amazon money, because a lot of people go like, why should I use your Amazon banner and not the other guy's Amazon banner? Look, you can use any Amazon banner you want. Go to jmohr.com, click the Amazon banner, and buy whatever you want. But I do know this, my hand to God, all of my Amazon banner money goes right to my two boys' college fund. So... Hey, Corolla could use a new Vespa or some Paul Newman memorabilia. Maybe Bill Burr wants to buy a Patriots Super Bowl ring, or you can help put the Mohr boys through college. Your call, and all good guys and all friends of the show that I just said. Don't stir shit up on Twitter. He's talking about you.
Hey, can I do one of my ads on your podcast?
Yeah, what do you need? Whatever you want. Seriously.
Yeah. I got one. McGuire Harley Davidson. Those guys do me right, man. That's my sponsor.
They did you so right that you pulled up on a Ducati.
Well, that's just a loaner, dude. My Harley's getting handlebars right now. I'm
really?
selling that, yeah.
Doesn't come with?
It came with terrible handlebars. You know what I mean? I got a cop bike. I was just telling him. I got a 2003 Harley cop bike, Dyna Defender, from a New York cop. It's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and it only had 1,100 miles on it.
Does it have that little thing on the side where you put the little shotgun?
It has the shotgun one and then the speed gun one.
That's so bad.
I'll show you some pictures later.
White and black still?
It's all white with the incredible New York police logo on the side, which I kept on.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep it. You're gonna go full cop.
Oh, well, I got rid of the sirens and stuff. You can't have that on there. But I got the other stuff, and it just looks like gangster. You know what I mean?
I saw a video of you on YouTube, the crop circle video.
Oh, I did that, yeah.
Now, was that really a crop circle?
Yeah, I did that for Korn.
Yeah.
Korn did it when they did a record like 2 years ago, and then they did a concert out there where they're from in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. And then right when they were done, I did that video as a spoof. It was 117 degrees out.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible. I got heat stroke. I didn't even realize
took your shirt off.
Yeah, I took my shirt.
I gotta take my shirt off.
Yeah.
But did you see the actual crop circle?
Yeah, well, you got to be up in the air to see it.
Otherwise,
you're in the crop circle. You can't really tell, but you could see the helicopter shots on some of it, and you can see the crop circle.
Well, you can see it on that video too.
Right,
Dean
exactly.
DelRay crop circle on YouTube if you want to see it. Do you think crop circles are man-made, or do you really think aliens are coming down doing fucking designs on our blue planet?
Here's the thing: I don't believe in Bigfoot. But I do believe in aliens, but I know they're not doing crop circles. You know what I mean?
It seems like they'd be very busy to go across the galaxy to play Etch-a-Sketch on a blue dot.
These days, people are up 24 hours a day. Somebody would see something. It's not like the whole planet goes to sleep at 8, and then they sneak in. Look what we did. And you're like, I didn't see shit.
Dana Gould's got that great joke, like, these are the most intelligent life forms, and they're all that, but they always have to go through our ass.
Oh, yeah, they're probing our butt. Hey, they're prostatitis freaks.
They know it.
Aliens, no. Maybe I actually just had an alien just fucking ram my butt on the way home from San Diego, and I still don't know to this day. He's studying a new comic.
People need to know, on a serious we could be, prostate exam. I had one on my 40th birthday. I treated myself.
Yeah.
And it is over in literally 1 second flat.
I like it.
90% ugh, 10% ooh.
Yeah.
Like a little party is like, can I come back tomorrow? I think I can get this 80-20 and I work it up to 50-50.
Well, the guy, here's the thing. He was looking at me like, biker guy. So he says, I do need to examine you, but it kind of sounds like prostatitis. So if you're uncomfortable with an exam, maybe I'll just give you the pills. And I was like, who passes on that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want no thumb in my ass. Let the cancer ride.
No, most people.
Isn't that weird? Just homophobic people?
Yeah, most people do pass on it. They're like, I ain't going to finger in my ass. But it could save your fucking life.
It takes 1 second.
1 second.
And not only that, but I like when chicks put fingers up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not foreign to me. Like, oh, my God, that's the first time that's ever happened.
I think they're afraid they're going to come. Like the doctor puts his finger in your butt.
You can get a boner.
And you just put a map of Hawaii on that wax paper they put on that table, chair, filing cabinet combo that every doctor's office has.
I hate that.
And you just got to look over your shoulder like, sorry. But I'm not or am I?
Yeah.
Or am I sorry?
Yeah. How come it's never a woman?
Because they don't have prostates.
No, I mean a woman come in and inspect you.
No, that's a very good point. Why aren't there women doctors that inspect your balls? But there's hundreds of thousands of male doctors that are gynecologists. Why is that?
Yeah.
It creeps me out, that my girlfriends in the past or current have male gynos. It weirds me out. I'm like, yeah.
Have you ever been to the gyno?
Yeah, I've been there. I've seen them do it.
It is have you ever been inside the gynecologist's office? Your wife is spread eagle like a gift to the Sultan of Brunei with her beaver facing like the waiting room. Every time the door opens, just everybody can see her personality. Right? And the doctor keeps saying to my wife, scooch lower, scooch lower. He said it like 15 times. I'm like, she's fucking inside out. It's like an Arby's sandwich. It's disgusting. Like she don't look like that normally. She's in Bob Backlund's small package. Leave her alone. Maybe fix your goddamn table to accommodate the 5'8" lady coming in. Other than these whales that preceded her. And then it's like torture devices. They put like a metal duck's bill.
I seen that
and
thing.
they crank it open.
Speculum.
A speculum.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not.
So I don't know. I don't really care who's looking at my prostate.
I really don't. All I care is about was this guy got it right and Kaiser was completely off. And this is the capper of the story. Kaiser charged me $150 to go in. They said, "Yeah, we got you. Just give us $150." And about 2 months later, I get a bill for $2,600.
Whoa!
Yeah, and they go, "Oh no, that was just to let you in that day. This is for your sonogram and your this and that." And I was like, "Hey man, you guys didn't say shit about that." And all of a sudden you got to pay it, or they're calling you, nonstop.
Did you pay it, or did you fight it?
I paid it. It was fun. Well,
you can't fight it like a parking ticket?
I fought them on some of it, and they got rid of some of it. This was the part that cracked me up. They go, "Well, we're going to test you for gonorrhea and syphilis." And I'm like, what for?
Right.
And first of all, I'm not having sex. You know what I mean? I'm broke adult.
Why? But why aren't you having sex, Dean DelRay?
Broke adults don't have sex. Girls aren't lining up for that.
Yeah, but if you rock the mic righteously,
it's
like
different.
a rock and roll comedian.
It's not like rock. Rock, you get off, the girls are ready to party. Comedians, you get off, they're like, I like him a lot, and they try not to be,
Or they leave with their boyfriends in the other direction.
Yeah, it's usually a lot of dates, right?
Everybody always thinks comics get a whole ton of chicks, and I've said this for years, like, you say goodnight and walk this way, they stand up and walk in the other direction. So if you do want a girl, you got to circle back around. There's 200 people in a lobby, and you got to act like you're not there.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just the most public, humiliating thing. Like, hey, I saw you in the audience. I wonder if you want to go get something. And, like, everyone's like, oh, the comedian's trying to get pussy.
Yeah, right. Or you go like this. Hey, I saw you laughing. You know what I mean? Maybe you like me. You know what I mean? That old thing of like women just want guys that make them laugh is bullshit because I've been making thousands laugh this year and I've been rubbing it hard. It's a fierce rub down.
Maybe your hand just has a really, really good sense of humor.
That's a good point. Maybe your hand loves a guy with a sense of humor. Maybe you have feminine hands.
Yeah.
No, you got man hands. You work on bikes. You could tell what those
I got man
hands.
hands. I detailed some guy's car today for $100 so I could eat.
You're really that broke?
Yeah, man. That's like shit under my hands right there.
Are you using the McGuire's wax? What wax are you using when you wax these cars? You know what? If you don't want to give them a shout out, I don't care. We can move on to something else.
No. I use McGuire's Harley Davidson's different than the wax that I use.
know. That's why.
I got you. Yeah, no. I use. I just get like.
Is your hitting coach Mark McGuire? We're just gonna do everything McGuire.
Yeah, McGuire. Jerry McGuire.
Jerry McGuire.
There you go.
Yeah, that was good.
I love what's her name?
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
she's a nice girl.
I helped her out get a guitar for Jack White one time at Guitar Center. And she looks so different from Jerry Maguire to now, right? I see her at the Laugh Factory quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah, she goes, man.
Tell her I said hi.
I will.
She was really nice.
She goes like, I'd say one. I don't want to blow her up, but she goes.
If anybody wants to see Renee Zellweger and Dean DelRay at the Laugh Factory, pretty much every weekend, you can catch those two there.
Justin Bieber, he's there.
He's there. He was there. Somebody just retweeted a photo from back in the day of Bieber and like Rihanna at the.
There's Bieber and me. Do you see the photo of Bieber and me? He likes nuts to butts.
Yeah, we got to talk about nuts to butts.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that, but crop circle real quick.
Yeah.
So it's man-made, and they just put in a tremendous amount of work. You would think with the amount of surveillance, you would see 40, med students in Brickenshaw, Devonshire, England, running out there with their giant planks of wood, making these elaborate hoaxes. It seems like an extraordinary amount of work.
People do, remember that guy like 3 years ago? He said he had Bigfoot. Remember? And it was in that like box. And they were going to reveal it like on a Friday night. It was like a big TV thing.
No.
It was just some rubber thing like that he made.
Bigfoot wore a lot of latex.
Yeah. And he, they do like DNA samples and stuff. You're just like, people just like, there's two types of people. People that do the pranks, they love doing them. And the people that love falling for them.
Yeah.
Like I always say, I do a Bigfoot joke right now. Those guys in 73 that did the photo in the classic video where he looks back and then walks and it's blurry.
Yeah.
Two guys admit to that like about 5 years ago or whatever. The people believe in Bigfoot, but they won't believe these guys. They're like, nah, we don't believe you.
Oh, really?
They take lie detector tests. The guy says, my wife made the costume. She worked in Hollywood in wardrobe. I went out and did it, and when I looked back is when he said, hey, move slower. Like the guy said something, what? He looks back, the whole thing, right?
Too bad there's no audio, so you just hear Bigfoot go, what?
Yeah.
I can't even hear him.
What?
I can't hear him.
Yeah. And
it's like the Zapruder film of Bigfoot.
They believe that, but they don't believe the guys.
They need to believe in it.
They need to believe it.
But why do they need to believe in it?
They're bored.
Yeah, but everybody's bored. That's what the Kardashians are for. You just watch them, make over their house or whatever. I'd
rather watch Bigfoot than that.
Yeah, I think there's a connection there.
What's that? Bigfoot and the Kardashians?
Yeah.
All the Kardashians are directly related.
Which one?
Bigfoot.
The big Kardashian, what's her name?
I think
Khloe.
I think all of them.
Khloe Foot.
Khloe Foot, yeah.
In search of Khloe Foot.
The crop circle, though, I think would freak me out being in, like you were in it. doing your video.
Yeah.
And I think like in the back of my mind, I'd be like, what if this was like some super thing that an alien dropped on us, and I'm sitting here making a comedy video with my shirt off, goofing up, disrespecting the alien's artwork.
Yeah.
It's like going to the MoMA and just taking a leak on Jackson Pollock, and people probably frown on that. Maybe the aliens are keeping an eye on you, man. Maybe that's why you got prostatitis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probed me.
But everybody knows now. Like I'm asking you for real. Like people know their crop circles are all man-made.
I hope so. If they
what about
don't?
the one like on the top of a mountain? It's like 40 miles long, and a guy's got a giant dick on him. You know the one I'm talking about?
No, I never saw that one.
Giant dick on him.
Yeah. I'll have
Are you fucking with me?
Hey,
No, there's like a man, it's like a very primitive, almost like a drawing of a man, and he's got like a giant cock on top of a mountain someplace.
That's the crop circle?
Yeah.
Well, anytime it's a giant dick, it's people. Because dicks are funny and people do them, right?
Cock circle.
Yeah.
So it was 117 degrees. You never had any problem being in the crop circle. You didn't think anything
I didn't even think about it at all.
Really?
Not even for a minute.
And no one there, like, we're looking at crop circles here.
Okay, here we go.
This shit is so elaborate. Like, that's got to take so many hours.
I mean, aliens aren't going to do that. Look at that's like someone like your mom when she embroidered your Western shirt when you were young.
How dare you?
You'd have like a parrot here.
That's a big.
I like that one at Spock.
Yeah. I like.
Come on.
Yo, that's a guy. This guy's got Beats by Dre at the scrap circle.
Oh yeah.
That's probably fucking Banksy or whoever he is. I'm trying to find the one with the guy with the giant cock, but the Wi-Fi in the house is, we're so close to the ocean. The Wi-Fi is tremendously terrible.
Wow, you're the only guy I know out here.
Really?
Well,
Brian Callen lives around here. Greg Fitzsimmons lives around here.
Brian lives out here?
Kevin Nealon's
I
around
thought
the
he was in
corner.
like Culver City or something.
No, Brian's in Santa Monica.
No,
I'll give
well,
that
that's
as
different. That's
1422 15th Street.
Oh, okay,
If you guys
cool.
want to stop by. No, it's not his real address.
I have to take that out.
No, why? Oh, I was like, how dare you, sir? How dare you? I like your stance on homophobia, and it's you feel the same way I do. It's just so absurd.
It really is.
And you had a real story. I like comedy that really happened to the person.
Yeah.
And like Ray Romano had that thing about he does a thing. I don't want to talk about other comics. I want to talk about you, but you actually just tell us about it because I just want to hear the song.
Yeah.
So however you got to get to the song, please.
So I'm out riding with my buddy. In the joke, I say we crashed, but he actually got a flat. We're out in Joshua Tree. There's no cell phone service. So he's got a flat, and he goes, I got AAA, but I got no cell phone. I go, all right, well, jump on the back, and I'll ride you down till you got signal. And he looks at me, he's like, I ain't going nuts to butts with you. And he's dead serious. I'm like, nuts to butts? What are you talking about, dude? You got a flat. We're out in the desert.
Yeah,
we got to get out of here.
Yeah, in 8 hours, you're going to be drinking your own pee, yelling at werewolves.
Exactly. So he's all, I'll tell you what, I'll give you my card and stuff. And this is how absurd he was. I'll give you my card and stuff, and you go down and make the call. I'm like, dude, it's your bike. Get on and let's get out of here, you idiot. And the whole time, he first he wanted to try to ride backwards.
Yeah, that's always bad. That's how you lose your teeth as a kid.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
It always seems like a fun idea to ride on the back of somebody's bicycle, in this case, facing backwards. But it's the most precarious situation in the world.
It's spooky, right?
Yeah, you lose your teeth.
So we get there, and while I'm doing it, I'd hit the gas like, So like his dick's like ramming, like, and then I let up, just to really, knock it off. Like,
he was really yelling at you?
Yeah, so knock it off. Not cool. So after we're all said and done, he took it in like the whole thing of like, don't say nothing. Like so weird, nuts to butts.
Nuts to butts.
Nuts to butts. I'd never heard it before, and apparently some people say that that's what they say in the military.
Yeah, the military.
Yeah, I never knew.
Line
like,
up,
nuts to butts right now, you know.
And they don't say, I'm not getting nuts to butts with you, Sergeant.
Yeah, I
like
know.
doing
Right? You get the
push-ups.
beat down.
But I like when I saw you at the Laugh Factory, the tag was the funniest part to me.
Oh yeah, I said nuts to butts. That sounds like an old 80s rock song. You know what I mean? Which it really does. Like Guns N' Roses, like, ain't going nuts to butts with you. Yeah.
You could sing.
Oh yeah, I sang 25 years. I played music all my life.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What did you play?
I played guitar and sang. I had a record out on Interscope. Linda Perry signed me from the Four Non Blondes. I toured everywhere. I've had a few records out, 3 records, and played music for years.
So when you open on your wiki page, when it says you open for rock bands, you open playing rock and roll.
Yeah, playing music, yeah.
Have you ever opened for a rock band doing stand-up comedy?
No, that doesn't look good to me. That doesn't look fun. Now, if it's like...
Depends on the check, Dan.
If it's acoustic, I'm saying, like a guy, like I saw Jeff Tweedy had a guy open for him. It was incredible.
Fuck, I could follow Jeff Tweedy in my sleep. Open for him, who cares? I'll follow him.
Well, I'm saying it's an acoustic crowd sitting down.
Yeah.
You can come out and do bits. But I did comedy recently at the Viper Room, and the people are just standing there with their...
Drinking, 4 deep at the bar.
Like, do we just stand here? That's the wrong element.
I did a show. I emceed Wayne Kramer's Jail Guitar Doors benefit, and I had to go up at first and do like 10, 15 minutes, and I brought out the Blasters. They got reunited. And then Tom Morello goes up and does Ghost of Tom Joad with his band. And it is, me and Matty Boy are there like losing our shit. Jumping up and down, going fucking crazy. He's playing behind his head like Hendrix.
Yeah.
And as he's playing, Wayne Kramer comes up and goes, we're actually running ahead of schedule. I need you to go up after Morello and do another 10 minutes. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. And I walk out on stage at the Ford Theater across from the Hollywood Bowl. And right when I walk, I'm like, it's a lose-lose, so who cares?
Yeah.
And it's a benefit for prisoners so they can get guitars and stuff. It's Wayne's thing. And I walk out on stage, and it's an outdoor theater. It's beautiful. And right when I walk on stage, somebody opened the door, like come back from the concessions, and for some reason, I just saw fireworks in the Hollywood Hills. Like somebody lit off fireworks.
Yeah.
And just in that split second in that open door, and I took that as like this weird little God shot of like, you're cool, bro. Like you're good. And I just
that was God talking to the fireworks?
Yeah, and that's how I interpreted it to stay alive.
Right.
And then I just did the Christopher Walken, Your Dog Has No Tail story, and I just stretched it out to 10 minutes. And then I had to bring up Wayne Kramer and the guys.
And you did good, right?
It was actually not as hard. Following Jim Jeffries at the Improv, just doing 20 minutes talking, was 40 times harder than following Tom Morello.
Wow.
Because Morello, at least there's like a complete separation of art. Like he's playing guitar, and I'm going to tell a story and do a Walken impression, and like the old standby, like that's my hit.
Yeah.
But like Jim Jeffries, I was hosting one night at the Improv. It was Brad Williams, and I go up. I open, and then Brad, and then I go up, and then I go on after Brad. I seem to go on after Brad everywhere I go for some reason. I got to follow fucking Gangnam Style, that magnificent bastard. And then fucking Jeffries goes up, and just does 20 minutes, and he's just talking, telling stories. And he's so, like, apart from us. Like, he's so goddamn brilliant.
Yeah.
That when I went on stage, I felt like everything in my toolbox was, like, dusty and shitty. And I'm like, what am I going to talk about after Jeffrey?
That gets you going, though, right? Does it motivate you to write? Because that's what it does for me.
Very much so.
That's what I like about the Comedy Store. You're going to go, like, I mean, you could go right after Bill Burr.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or CK could stop in, or you know, you got like Sebastian or somebody, and they're murdering.
Yeah.
And you're the next up, and it makes me go home and go, well, I need to get some material that has some substance to it.
But your material has substance now.
No,
you don't go up and eat it.
No, but what I'm saying is that's what drives me to keep getting deeper into myself. You know, like the first couple years, I'm doing stuff like, you know, I look like Winnie the Pooh. And I'm thinking that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Getting laughs. And then you realize.
That is what it's about if you're doing kids' parties.
Right.
You got a second career. Bouncy House and Winnie the Pooh gigs.
Yeah, just making, hey!
But you don't look anything like Winnie the Pooh.
No, but what I'm saying is you're going just for whatever can get a laugh.
Gotcha.
You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And you think, like, oh yeah, I'm getting laughs. This is what it's about. And then later you realize, no, that's not what it's about.
It's an amazing point, Dean. At Dean DelRay, DelRay, hashtag more stories. Let him know you love him. And go see this guy. I love comics that put in the work. And we have so many conversations on this podcast. And people tweet me like, who's going to be the next big thing? It doesn't exist.
Right.
Because everyone wants to play to their crowd. They want to play to that one place and that cool room and that thing. And a guy like Dean DelRay, if I go like, hey, we're playing the Apollo, you're in.
Oh, yeah.
You don't give a shit.
I do them all.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. And the fact that you're 8 years and you know how
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Even better. And the fact, you said 1,800 earlier.
Yeah.
I forgot in my head. And the fact that you know how many sets you've done, that's important. That's like an obsessive golfer, like knowing his strokes.
Yep.
And the fact that you've done it with urine in your balls.
I know, right?
That impresses the shit out
Just
of
fucking
me.
fireballs. Like, here's how I rock it right here. Fireballs! Fireballs! Fire on my balls! That's like a Grateful Dead.
Into my sack.
But I just I keep track of them.
Wow.
Man.
Do you ever tweet this out?
Yeah. That's this year right there. So what is that, 4?
Yeah, November 16th you did 2, 17th you did 2. Yeah.
For the listener, this is a list of when he had fireballs.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's all your gigs going all the way back.
This year.
Holy shit, you work a lot.
Yeah, dude.
How much time do you have?
I do an hour, but those are all usually 20, 30-minute spots around town. You know that stuff, 15, 20, whatever.
But how do you work? Serious question. Mm-hmm. Because I'm 24 years ahead of you.
Right.
Do you go, how do I part? Because what you just showed me was a list of all Dean DelRay's sets this year, and it's like 3 a night every single night.
Every night.
But do you ever, when you talk about your health care and stuff like that, do you worry like, at some point, this has to turn into revenue?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't do anything for money. I never have. I played music 25 years, and there was years of no money, I don't do it for money.
You will.
But no, don't get me wrong. I'd like to make some money. But I never went, hey, you know what? I'm going to be a stand-up comic and make some money. That was never.
Then what? That fascinates me. What was it then? Because I knew girls, money, TV, movie. Like I had it all mapped out, like in high school.
Right.
And then you get married, the girls are gone, and they're just fucking chatty twats anyway, and you can't stand being around them. You'd much rather go back to your. That's the thing. That's the other thing people don't realize about comics. Sitting alone in your hotel room with a goddamn club sandwich with mustard instead of mayo and a Diet Coke, watching SportsCenter.
Not SportsCenter for me.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking
eBay,
whatever it is. But like, that trumps any piece of ass on the road because you're going to have to sit there and talk, or she's going to go come to my house and you're on Hello Kitty sheets looking at pictures of her fucking boyfriend when he was in his mustache phase.
They got a cat.
He's in Iraq. You're allergic to cats. The cat's taking a shit next to the bed in the litter box. And you're just wondering, like, is this even going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what is going to happen? That goddamn room service guy is going to come to my door. He's going to hand me a sandwich and act real nice. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through eBay and know how much Constance bags cost for my wife. That's a sure thing.
Yeah. Well,
So when does it start turning into revenue? Because I see you, San Jose Improv headlining. And then you're opening for people.
I open for people. Opening for people, there's no money in that. In case people,
there's some.
Well, but you got travel and stuff, so it's not about money. Of course, I detailed a guy's car today for $100, so I don't have to do a bar gig in Fresno. You know what I'm saying? I start to balance it out after a while. First couple of years, I would go anywhere for $50.
Yeah.
Then after a while, you're going, well, okay, wait a minute. I've gotten the stage time now. I need to get quality stage time versus just tons of stage time.
But you're still doing tons of stage time.
I am, but I'm doing quality rooms. I'm doing improvs. Yeah.
Great expression I always loved. Tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
And if you're at the Comedy Main Room with Louis C.K. and Bill Burr and Sebastian, then you're going to be just fine.
That's right. Like Comedy Store.
I would love to do gigs with you. We would have a ball.
Oh, man, I would do gigs with you in a minute.
Right.
I love traveling with guys. Like, you're into rock. I know your crowd's going to have some rock people.
Yeah.
I just did some shows with Dom Irera. His people are into edgy shit. They also like music. I opened for Bill Burr. like when I open for guys that have cool crowds, it's fucking on. You know
I do
what
a whole rock. I do about 20 minutes on concerts.
Yeah, that's great. See, and I like Florentine.
Yeah.
I work with him. Marin.
Jim's the best.
I just did a show with Marin, and that crowd, like, they're ready. You could just do long setups of like, man, I went and saw, Dawkins one time, and it was like, and they're in like Dawkins.
You get to tell a story,
fuck? Yeah. And I get into that, the depth of the art of like storytelling with these massive blasts,
I think it's important though, Dean DelRay, that the audience knows how it's not normal 4 years in to enjoy the quiet on stage. People freak out. Comics freak out, and it's bit. And it took me a good 20 years before I realized, I can tell a story, and just if it's quiet, that's fine as long as the punch. I quit comedy for 2 years. I was having panic attacks on stage, and my wife told me to quit.
Oh, wow.
Because what happened was I was always up there like talking about fingers in the ass and blowjobs, and I would have sex with the stool.
I got none of that.
It was all that shit because I was always trying to hook up.
Yeah.
And then I met my wife, and it was just game over. Like you just clap, like the casino dealer, the blackjack dealer claps her hands for the cameras, like it's done.
Yeah.
But every time I went on stage, I had to go get that old material and bring it up with me, and I felt like ashamed, and I had like panic. And then my wife told me, just quit, and when you go back on your time, you'll just tell the truth. You'll tell stories.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So the fact that at 4 years in, you're way ahead of the curve, bro.
Well, my fear was the silence of like the club booker walking through and going, "What the fuck's going on in here?" So I was afraid not to be asked back. So of course you start out like just bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
But after you kind of prove yourself, where they go, all right, like that's why I love the Comedy Store. It's like, do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
I love that because I'm up there and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go up here and tell this story about seeing Iron Maiden. You know what I mean?
I like the alternative rooms for that too. And I in the last like 6 years, I want you to do most of the talking after this. I'm hogging it. Like the alternative crowd, the alternative comics and me are like, I didn't know I was a jock until like Brian Bassane and all the other guys are like, but you lettered in high school and you did this and you did that. I'm like, I guess, but I never really considered myself a jock. So to go to the alternative rooms with material that's perfect, like those stories that you're talking about, to me, like that was like my big victory.
Yeah.
Like to just go to like Uncab or like Upright Citizens Brigade and or go to like Nerd. I just went to Nerd Melt.
Love it.
For the Risk podcast, and they're like, just tell a story. I'm like, all right, great, and just one story, 15 minutes, and then you drive home. It's the best. That's
what I love. The thing I like about the alt scene is the art of it is in full effect.
Yeah, a lot of guys get a little too arty, though. They embrace the art a little much. And I don't mean Lang. I mean a little too much.
I understand. I mean, you need balance. Like, you need balance. I understand that. You don't want to be like, hey, I got no jokes.
The joke is, like, I'm doing like, this is my performance piece where it's not really joke. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. So I love that, though, because when I go in, I feel like, they haven't seen anything like me. You know what I mean? Like here, I'm covered in tattoos. I've traveled the world. I'm like, all right, here's some stories. And they're like, fuck, that's funny, you know?
Why did you travel the world?
Well, I played music all my life.
Oh, you said that earlier.
Yeah. So,
I'm not a very good listener.
Yeah.
What, any tattoos you regret?
No, not really.
What's your weirdest tattoo?
I got Bon Scott.
You have Bon Scott. Oh my God! The ultimate frontman, Bon Scott.
You don't get better than that.
You must really love AC/DC.
Oh God!
Do you hate Brian Johnson?
No, not at all. I think Back in Black's a masterpiece. I also love For Those About to Rock, and I love Flick of the Switch. After that, see ya. Yeah. But those three records are phenomenal, and it's funny because people go, Flick of the Switch or whatever. That would be anybody else's best record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But since Back in Black had come out, that's like fucking driving a Ferrari and then they go, all right, you got the VW now, you know? You have Back in Black.
Yeah.
That's most people's masterpiece. They have like 6 records that are phenomenal. You know, it's like Zeppelin to me.
Yeah, the thing back for those about to rock. I've always been fascinated with the rock stars that can think and create and write iconically. Like for those about to rock, we salute you. And the album cover is just a fucking cannon.
So good.
And when they blow the cannon on stage, and anytime I listen to it, I always have to. Are you obsessive like this? If I'm listening to a song, like for those about to rock, think.
I love that.
Dun, like I have to go back.
That thing's a saga.
I go 40 times, I'll go back 11 times before I get past the 16-second mark because I'm like, fuck.
It's so great. And then when it comes in, it's like, stand up and be counted
what you're about
for what you are about to receive. I always love that. We are the dealers. We give you everything you need. It's so great.
Yeah.
Hey, with the good times. Can you imagine he's got to sing that now? He's like 65 or something.
Now they all tune it down. It's like, stand up and be counted.
Yeah.
For what you are. It's like Sinatra doing fucking Back in Black.
We are the dealers.
Baby, we got what you need. Ask Jilly.
Can you dig it? It's true. But man, that thing, there's a song on that record, Spellbound. It's so fucking good, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I saw him on those tours. I saw him Back in Black. But the great thing for those about to rock was you got the bell at the beginning of the show, and you got the cannons at the end.
Bell for
Hell's Bells, which I think is an absolute masterpiece song. So good, right?
You know what idiots we were in New Jersey public schools? We used to come out to that in wrestling, and every time we're like, "Oh, bro, we'll come out to it." When the team gets introduced. Yeah. So like the 98-pounder comes out on the first bell, 105-pounder comes out, and then you realize, oh wait, there's not enough bells as wrestlers. So like the last 6 guys all run out.
Roll out.
They all run out like like fucking.
I love that, man.
Where did you grow up?
Bay Area, man. San Francisco Bay Area,
And you go back a lot to do stand-up up there?
I was just there last week with Dom Irera.
Dom's a
Punchline.
good dude.
I headlined Punchline on Wednesday, and then I did the rest of the week with Dom.
I love Cobb's. I love the Punchline. I love San Francisco. I think it's the most beautiful American city.
It's really good, man. It's a weird city though because it's so rich now,
And Asian.
Asian?
Very, very Asian.
Is that bad?
No. I'm just saying it's like an incredible Asian.
I never noticed that ever.
Because you're hanging out with your white rock and roll friends. You got to get out and see the city. Go to the park, sit on a park bench. I saw a guy pick a pigeon up off the ground, snap its neck, put it in a plastic bag, and walk home.
No way.
Swear to Christ.
Whoa.
Swear to Christ.
What was he doing with that thing?
He's cooking it. He's just sitting there feeding pigeons, and I'm just sitting in the park in the middle of the day getting a little sun on my face, and all of a sudden he just fucking snatches the thing, cracks its neck, and puts it in like a CVS bag and walks home.
That's kind of serial killer, right?
Or cereal for breakfast. Pigeon
I love
pigeon
San
pops.
Fran. You do San Fran?
Yeah, I do Cobb's every May.
Let's just say I go on the road with you next year, all year.
Let's do it.
Who do you go with usually?
My coaching tree is pretty good. Ralphie May used to open for me.
Oh, wow.
Nick Swartzen used to open for me. Burt Kreischer used to open for me. Dr. Ken, that guy. Dr. Ken from The Hangover. Dr. Ken Jeong used to open for me. Yep. And then Tom Segura used to open for me. And then Ryan Sickler used to open for me.
Now it's DelRay.
But now I let the club pick. Oh. Because I used to pay the comics.
Yeah.
Myself, like out of my pocket, as well as like, hey, man. And then,
you bump them.
And then eventually it becomes an issue. Unfortunately.
But it's good.
Not saying anything bad about anybody of the guys that I just mentioned. Yeah. Certainly not. Ralphie, I will say, will still call me from like a count room in Vegas, and he'll just go, I appreciate it, man. Like, because we did a lot of gigs together, man, Ralphie and I. That was a big fucking show.
I like to go out with somebody,
we'll go out. We'll do dates.
I mean, the problem was like I was going out with D'Elia, and then he got a TV show.
Asshole.
and then
Crystal Air.
And then I was going out with Eric Griffin, and then he works on Workaholics quite a bit. So,
Dom's good.
Dom's good. This was the first time I worked with Dom. I like to work with guys that are down with, you know, you have something in common. Like you and I have rock in common.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have
comedy. We just want to do the best show in the world.
Dude, that's for sure it, man.
But you said you don't get chicks doing comedy because you're broke. But when you were doing rock and roll, you must have gotten a lot of chicks.
A lot of girls.
Really?
A lot of girls.
But you were broke then.
Yeah, but rock girls are different, and it's funny because I'm getting ready to have Bobby Brown on my podcast from the Cherry Pie video. As I'm reading her book, so she's got a book out, and I'm reading through it, and I'm reliving my life in the 80s of Hollywood and San Francisco because I just stomped the grounds like crazy and play music. You realize she's talking about these musicians like they're absolute gods. And she's in Baton Rouge in her bedroom, 16, with these posters on her wall. And she's like, when I'm 18, I'm moving to Hollywood, and I'm fucking Tommy Lee. And that's what she did. You know what I mean?
You know what? And that's kudos to her.
Right.
And not for the fact that she accomplished her goals, but like you have to find Tommy Lee.
Yeah. And there's a million fine girls around him. Yeah. You need to get through there. And for some reason, he goes, oh, yeah, instead of fucking these 9 girls, I'll fuck you.
Give me number 10.
Yeah, right?
When is she going to be on your podcast?
She's going to be on Wednesday.
Are you going to be able to form sentences? Because you seem a little smitten with the Bobby Brown.
No. I was not ever a Bobby. I'm not the. I like weird girls, dude. I don't like the Hollywood blonde with boobs at all. I go New York, Jewish, kind of where they dress like to the nines, but in like, you know, like they got a gig.
Like a business suit.
That's right. I love that.
A nice pantsuit on a Jewish lady.
Yeah,
a true broad in this day and age.
I like Sofia Coppola back in the day, you know.
She's Italian, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying they a lot of like early Streisand, funny girl.
Oh, come on! Don't ruin it for me.
No,
now I gotta get my prostate checked. It just died in my upper taint.
Oh, I like weird girl. Like I like Kelly Osbourne.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like that kind. I see something different in a girl. I like it. I don't need the cookie cutter at all.
Well, Bobby Brown's cookie. Well, I guess she's cookie cutter for that look. Yeah.
No, I wasn't into the. What I'm saying is,
what about Bobby Brown, the guy? How hot is he?
Oh man, he's got that 6-pack and that big old dick and stuff.
Girl, right? Spill it, girl.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. We're gonna be back in 30 seconds. Listen to this ad from New Relic. Don't fast forward. It's 30 freaking seconds out of your life. Dean DelRay in 30 seconds. Your business depends on software, all your apps, your database, your social media, everything. So the last thing you need is a problem with it. New Relic Software Analytics gives you powerful real-time insights into your software so you can spot problems and fix them before they become big problems. Check it out free for 30 days. It's free. Go to newrelic.com/radio. That's newrelic.com/radio. newrelic.com/radio. So you were a guitar guy. Do you ever want to go back out on the road to get a band together?
No.
Why not?
Because I love comedy so much. It's weird how much I love it.
Why don't you be like the D? Do Tenacious D styles. Do some comedy, play some tunes.
I never got into that music.
Cruise on over to London and jam with the Stones.
Yeah, bro.
Your podcast is called
Let There Be Talk.
Let There Be Talk. And you got Bobby Brown coming on, and then you had Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You talk about you don't like cookie cutter. This ain't cookie cutter. You're guests. These are awesome guests.
Man, here's my thing, which, by the way, thanks for having me on, dude. This is great.
Sure.
Here's the podcast I've done. I've done Marin, Pete Holmes, Ari Shaffir, Dom Irera, and you. Like, I try to only do, like, the really good. I don't want to flood the market. I try to have some mystique, unless it's a great podcast, you know. And I was like, oh, yeah, rock. We could talk rock.
Yeah.
You know? My podcast, I don't try to. Well, at first, my goal was to have musicians on. Like I'm good friends with Jacob Dylan, and I thought, well, I'll have him on. We'll start it there, and we'll just. My thing was to ask musicians if they ever wanted to be a comic.
All right,
like me.
Yeah.
So that was the initial goal of it, and now that it comes down to just people that have really inspired me in my life, somehow. I try to seek these people out.
Damone inspired all of us.
100%, man. The guys
so badass.
how old are you?
I'm 43.
I'm 47.
You look good.
Thank you, buddy.
You could have said 43, and I would have just went, sure.
Yeah. So 47, that guy was basically exact to me. Like, he's scalping tickets, but like I like Spicoli and Damone. You put them together, that was me in high school. I was a wild guy, but I also was into like, rock and roll, whatever,
Were you a pothead in high school?
No. Weed is no good for me.
Why not?
I like to go up, so I do coke, coke, speed, booze.
You're like Lemmy.
Yeah, exactly. Did a lot of speed, a lot of coke in the day. Anything to keep drinking and let the party keep going.
But yeah, I used to get real hype around pot.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
You smoke pot?
Not anymore.
No.
It's been years, actually.
I don't like pot. I think
he smoked so much pot, his lung collapsed. He lost a lung. His lung
this is true.
His lung said, fuck it. This is too much smoke.
As he's smoking a cigarette right now.
He's all right.
When I used to do meth and uppers and stuff, I would...
he's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I would constantly just go out into the fields and make crop circles with my friends.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's who are making those crop circles.
Maybe the one that you stood in could have been one of my handiwork.
I think it's actual like intellectuals that are making crop circles. Like, it's always in England.
Yep.
Obviously, except for the one in Bakersfield. But England seems to lead the league in crop circles.
Yeah, I think it's just like probably like 4 or 5 farmers that are just like each year high-fiving each other over this stuff.
Don't farmers work hard enough? Like you got to get up at 4 a.m. and milk a cow.
Not when they're rich.
Rich farmers?
Yeah.
What utopia is this where there's rich farmers?
Well,
I mean, come on.
Anybody doing grass-fed beef and stuff these days is getting rich, right? Because who's checking to see if that's really grass-fed?
Yeah, how do you know when you eat a steak?
Right?
And why would you want... First of all beef is grass-fed.
No.
Not true.
Really?
Because cows eat... Dude.
Grass.
No.
They have 4 stomachs to eat so much.
You're so wrong. They
cows.
don't eat any grass because it costs too much to plant the grass, and then there's droughts and there is no grass. So they eat this shit that's like grain, and recently, in the last 5 years, they've mixed the grain with like gummy bears and shit. Yeah, to get them to eat this shit. Google it. It's incredible.
Fat blobs of shit.
Yeah, they're just eating
Skittles.
slop. Yeah, Skittles. No, gummy bears, though. I guess they love that. Like me, I love gummy bears. Yeah.
You're not a vegetarian, though, right?
Weird.
No, fuck no. I love meat.
I love meat, too. I don't know how anybody could go vegan. I mean, they feel bad for the animals, I guess.
Yeah.
But Dave Mortal, season 1 of Last Comic Standing, went off on vegetarians, and he goes, when was the last time you saw a wild cow? It's the only reason they're here.
Wild cow.
Yeah, there's never there's wild horses, there's wild boars. Like everything's out in the wild. You can shoot a turkey someplace in the woods. Everything's up for grabs for, nature, survival of the fittest. Cows are the only animals that are like, you just fucking corral us and eat us. We give up. They just gave up.
Yeah.
Horses gave up too. Horses are the only animals that said, you can put a saddle on me.
Just
and ride me all day. Every other animal in the kingdom said, "Get the fuck off me!" and bit the guy in the leg.
Yeah,
and the horses were like, "Whatever."
Horses and camels.
Well, yeah, and the occasional elephant in India. I think they ride elephants a lot.
Do they?
Yeah, they like to ride elephants. I love when I see the videos on the animals.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I love it. I root for the animal to just fucking murder everybody. Just some poor elephant with some guy on his back, and then he just gets loose in traffic and starts knocking over Dodge Darts.
Yeah, he just fucking...
Because that's the new car over there.
I like when they just hit him with their own trunk. Just boom, knock the dude.
Have you ever ridden an elephant?
I know. I forgot that you could ride elephants. You know
you definitely want to be on top.
I've done a lot of stuff. I haven't rode an elephant.
What have you ridden?
Well, I've rode horses, of course.
Are you good at it?
No. I always feel like we're so fucking high up. I was born in Yosemite. I used to horseback ride up in there, and now I live in Beechwood Canyon. I took the horseback ride around the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, those horses are a little raggedy up there. They got like straw hats with holes for the ears.
They just got like flies around them.
They all have flies, and there's always like a dog with like his face caved in, getting kicked in the face by the horse. And he's still chasing the horses. You'd think the dog would be like, "Don't mess with the horses." He kicks you in the face. Yeah. He's still nipping at your horse's heels as he swats flies out of his ears.
Just shoe face.
Shoe face.
That's a good good band name, right?
Shoeface is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with band names.
Yeah, I love band names.
What are your favorite band names? We'll round third here.
Favorite band names, like bands that are going now? Of all time, yeah. Well, I love Led Zeppelin because Keith Moon kind of named it for them, you know?
But people don't know what it means. People used to think it was a guy.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
That's how you could tell in high school somebody was lying. Like, saw Led Zeppelin. He was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a song that has, Pink Floyd. Remember which one's pink?
Yeah, by the way,
which one's pink?
You ever hear Dave Grohl's cover of that with Brian May? It's Taylor Hawkins singing.
Oh, yeah.
Grohl's on drums, Brian May on guitar.
So good.
One of the best covers I've ever heard.
I love Dave Grohl.
Who doesn't? He may be one of the most likable guys alive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like Soundgarden. I think that's probably my number one.
Great band name, right?
And Radiohead is a great band name, but they just stopped deciding to play instruments. It sounds like robots fucking.
You know what band name I really like is I love AC/DC because of the look of it.
Yeah.
And just the look of the logo and the power, and it's just so simple. Like, that's a weird thing when somebody thinks of a band name, or when you're out doing a joke, or somebody's doing a joke and you go, God, that's genius. I can't believe I didn't think, you know what I mean?
That's what burns my ass when I'm like, I would have eventually written that joke.
God, it sucks. Huh?
But AC/DC, I guess in Australia, they didn't know it meant like queer.
Right, exactly.
And then they brought it over here, and that makes it even more rock.
Yeah.
It's like Freddie Mercury, greatest frontman of all time. You know, he's openly gay. He's got buck teeth.
Yeah.
And he's dressed like a gay guy would dress at the time, a gay rock star would dress. The band's name is Queen, and you got a bunch of mullets that just want to fag bash, and they're not riding nuts to butts. Nuts to butts.
Nuts to butts.
You got a good voice. Were you ever a front man or just guitarist?
No, I'm the front man.
Oh, I thought you were.
Oh no,
I'm
a singer. I played guitar, like rhythm guitar. You know.
Well, what was the name of your band, Dean DelRay?
I had many bands, but the big ones, the ones that did
discs,
did stuff was one of them was Two-Lane Blacktop.
That's you can't go wrong.
Which we named it after the movie.
Can't go wrong.
And then the next one was Dean DelRay. Early band though, when I was young, this is a true story. I had a band called Warrant, and I sold them the name.
Really?
Yeah, I own the band name.
And now you're going to have Cherry Pie, Bobby Brown.
That's what's weird. My life is like that. It's so spooky. It's weird. Like 2 years ago, I don't know when Janie died, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I went and saw Metallica at New Year's Eve in Vegas.
By the way, that's a great name.
Amazing
Metallica.
Band name.
One of the best names ever for a metal band.
And probably my favorite band now.
And I like Saint Anger. I liked it a lot.
I do too. I just had this argument with somebody.
What the problem is.
Saint Anger is great.
Madly in Anger with You.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know what the problem was.
I think it's better than Death Magnetic.
I like Monster Magnet.
The band Monster Magnet?
I like the band Monster Magnet. They're coming back around. Pretty good name. But Metallica, you can't. Slayer,
great name.
Megadeth.
And
all the old punk names are good.
Yeah. Black Flag. What a cool name.
Black Flag's about as good as it gets.
Dead Kennedys.
Kennedys was good. But
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah. Devo. What a great fucking name.
Yeah.
DEVO. They even got it in a song. Are we not men? We are Devo. DEVO. So cool.
It seems like all the names were like an affliction at some point. Cramps, germs.
Yeah.
Something that was wrong with you. That was the name of the band. Prostatitis. That's the new name for the band.
Yeah.
Prostatitis. Suicidal Tendencies. Yeah, Megadeth. Metallica, far and away. So you saw Metallica recently?
I saw Metallica on the 30-year anniversary. Oh, no, the story I was telling, I was New Year's Eve. I saw Metallica in Vegas.
Coked out of your mind.
No, this is recently, like 3 years ago. I haven't done blow since, I think, 92 or something.
Well, it's tonight. Let's crack the code tonight.
I can't do coke anymore because I just feel like I have to be loaded on booze. I never do coke sober.
Stone Cold Steve Austin left a six-pack of Budweiser in that fridge. Would that be enough to get you loaded? And I want you railed out on coke, taking that Ducati motorcycle.
You got coke out in this neighborhood? You can get it? Oh, Malibu is close. You can get a good coke in Malibu.
A lot of hookups.
I can get you coke anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get some Coke in Malibu.
Put your name on it. At the real Hey Matty.
Whatever you need.
Anybody needs Coke, just tweet Matty. He's your guy.
I start thinking about Coke.
Zero.
I gotta take a dump, right? Just thinking about it. Gets go right?
No, I don't know. I've never done it.
Oh, you didn't do Coke?
No.
That used to be
me on Coke.
Like right now, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I might have to go.
You better call me.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I used to cop. I'd be in the car, and as soon as I had the bag in my hand, my asshole would go, all right, how long till we're home?
Because of the nervousness of like
it's like coffee. It just gets you blasted up. You're ready to.
You shit a lot on Coke.
It's a natural laxative. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times, if you get bad shit, they cut it with baby lax.
Yeah, and then you got
cut it with baby
poop
laxative.
from that.
Yeah.
Well, that's not such a bad drug then. If it's helping people poop, maybe they should give old people, give Wilford Brimley some Coke. He wouldn't be or fucking what's her face. Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to sell me yogurt to help my shit cycle get on track. Maybe she should do a couple rails and just sit down and
you'll be shitting right away.
Make a nest of chocolate snakes.
Chocolate snakes?
As Jeff Foxworthy
chocolate snakes.
Chocolate snake. That's Bobby Brown, the guy. That's his. That's what he calls his.
That's like instead of Yesterday's, Guns N' Roses, that one. Yeah. Yesterday, it'd be chocolate snake. Chocolate snake.
Sink the pink to chocolate snake.
Yeah, right.
Dean DelRay. It's Let There Be Talk is his podcast. In only 4 years, you've done how many shows?
Almost 2,000.
Now that's I don't know any other comic that can say that.
Here's the thing. I'm 47. I don't have time to fuck around.
Especially with your upper taint bruised.
Yeah, I'm feeling all right today, though. This chair is nice. Chairs start affecting you.
Yeah.
Different chairs. Got, anything that has the booth at the 101, I go there a lot. It takes me out now.
If you want to see Dean DelRay, go to the 101. Is that a diner?
Yeah.
And he'll be there ordering lots of starch for his butt.
No, I'll be having the mac and cheese.
I'll have mac and cheese with a side of rice, and can I get wheat toast, please?
And a donut to sit on.
And donut to sit on, and some soy milk, because I have a bruised upper taint.
Yeah.
Let There Be Talk is the podcast. You can see him almost every weekend, pretty much every weekend at the Comedy Store, and he tweets out whenever he's performing at Dean DelRay, DeanDelRay.
Yep.
Dean DelRay. My man, that was fun. This is easy. That was the fastest hour of my life.
Wow, we're done.
We're done.
Shit. Hey, man, thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I said it in the beginning, and I'll say it again. Anybody that I think the huge separation with comics now is there's some comics that just don't know what it's like you said, to drive to Bakersfield, do a bar gig for $50, realizing A, I need the $50, B, if they like me, they'll invite me back.
Yep.
And the fact that that's all you've done in 4 years.
All on motorcycle.
You need to be celebrated.
Thank you.
So I dig that you're here, and we'll definitely do shows together. It'll be fun.
Oh, there you go. So you can catch me all year with you.
Sure.
Out there, I'll be coming somewhere. Where are we going?
I'm playing South Point in January. You just put yourself up, ride your motorcycle there.
In Vegas?
Let the club pay you.
I'm there.
I'm never paying a comic again.
Whoa. How come?
Because...
Now, hold on. So the club gives you, let's just say $500 to feature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what about if you buy the guy's flight to get there?
It's not my responsibility. I did, bro.
Okay. Gotcha.
I used to put guys up at the Ritz-Carlton with me, so they didn't have to stay at the comedy condo.
I would stay anywhere. It's not about that.
As soon as that shit stopped, haven't heard from him since.
No, I would.
And the listeners, they know who.
That's not what it's about with me. I'll stay anywhere. It doesn't matter about that.
You can stay here and commute.
I just don't want to lose money on the flight. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
Yeah, that's where you go wrong. They go, well, they're giving you $600. Well, the flight's $400. Now I'm making $200, and I
then you have to eat.
Yeah, I eat, and I come home with $0.
But then you come home and you got to do the bar gig in Fresno
right.
and detail a guy's car.
South Point, I just did that they had me on that dirty 12:30 show or whatever. Yeah. Fucking great.
That's
crowd.
across from the theater, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just invited me to that. Who was it? I forget who it was.
I don't know. It's so good. But I'll do South Point. When is it?
January.
I'll get myself there. I'm there.
January.
Whatever.
jmohr.com. It's up on jmohr.com if anyone wants to know. We'll do it. We'll get it together. Dean DelRay.
Thanks, guys out there, for listening.
James Brown used to be the hardest working man in show business. I think you've